Greetings, citizens of the world. We are anonymous. President Obama, in the course of his last few weeks in the White House, has ordered several retaliatory actions against Russia, on the grounds that Moscow was involved in the hacking of the Democratic Party National Committee, DNC, with a view to influencing the outcome of the US presidential elections in favor of Donald Trump. The sweeping measures taken by Obama on December 29 consist in imposing sanctions on Russia's intelligence services, as well as requiring the departure of 35 Russian diplomats suspected of being spies from the US, as well as the shutdown of 2 Russian compounds in Boston and New York. According to NBC, the December 29 sanctions on Russia constitute an assertive act by President Obama to punish Russia before he leaves office. The unspoken truth, however, is that the punishment was intended for Trump. Whereas the sanctions were directed against Russia, the ultimate intent was to undermine the legitimacy of President-elect Donald Trump and his foreign policy stance in relation to Moscow. The sanctions were also intended to box in President-elect Donald J. Trump. Mr. Trump has consistently cast doubt that the Russian government had anything to do with the hacking of the DNC or other political institutions, saying American intelligence agencies could not be trusted, and suggesting that the hacking could have been the work of a 400-pound guy lying in his bed. Mr. Trump will now have to decide whether to lift the sanctions on the Russian intelligence agencies when he takes office next month, with Republicans in Congress among those calling for a public investigation into Russia's actions. Should Mr. Trump do so, it would require him to effectively reject the findings of his intelligence agencies. December 29, 2016, Obama's decision not only endangers ongoing diplomatic relations between Washington and Moscow, which are at an all-time low, it also contributes to smearing the president-elect and quite deliberately undermining the transition process, namely the accession of Donald Trump to the White House. Insanity prevails. Ultimately, the objective of this unsavory decision by the outgoing president is to foreclose a shift in US foreign policy by President-elect Donald Trump, with a view to normalizing US-Russia relations. In the immediate wake of Obama's statements, the mainstream media, with some exceptions, has gone into high gear, once again targeting Donald Trump's alleged ineptitude. In an early statement, December 15, the New York Times described Trump as a useful idiot, an American president who doesn't know he's being played by a wily foreign power. We disagree with that statement. The only idiots proven to be is the New York Times left-wing idiot writers. Obama's hacking accusations, allegedly backed up by US intelligence sources, are fake. With regard to the hacking of the Democratic National Committee allegedly ordered by President Putin, lest we forget, the leaked emails revealed that the DNC was busy undermining Bernie Sanders' candidacy during the primaries through various corrupt and fraudulent practices, including smear campaigns directed against Bernie. Russia had nothing to do with this process. It was inside the Democratic Party. The main actor was not Moscow, it was the DNC, including meddling by Hillary Clinton and the DNC chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz. The underlying objective was to discredit Sanders with a view to upholding Clinton, to his criminal record with the FBI. The emails revealed certain corrupt and unsavory DNC activities in support of Hillary Clinton's candidacy. If these DNC dirty tricks in favor of Hillary had not been carried out, Bernie Sanders would most probably have won the Democratic Party nomination. The DNC is responsible for its own failures. The email leaks were not the result of hackings ordered by President Putin, quite the opposite. Did you know there was a class action lawsuit against the DNC? That is another significant dimension surrounding the DNC email scandal, which was never covered by the mainstream media. Bernie Sanders' supporters initiated a class action lawsuit in federal district court in Florida against the DNC and their former DNC chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, pointing to fraud, negligent misrepresentation, deceptive conduct, unjust enrichment, breach of fiduciary duty, and negligence. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign following the release of the emails. The lawsuit entitled Wilding et al. v. DNC Services Corporation and Deborah Debbie was filed in the Federal District Court for the Southern District of Florida. No coverage, or mention, whatsoever by the mainstream media of this class action lawsuit which uncovered corruption and fraud by the DNC. No investigation into the death of Sean Lucas. No media coverage of Lucas' death with the exception of a report in London's Daily Mail which pointed to several mysterious deaths of Democratic Party campaign organizers and activists including Sean Lucas. The Clinton body count is a long list of people tied to the Clintons who have died in suspicious circumstances since the early 1990s. The alleged death toll is in dispute, but some claim more than 50 people connected with the former president and first lady have died in mysterious circumstances. Sean Lucas, 38, a lawyer who supported Bernie Sanders, was found dead on August 2 on the bathroom floor of his Washington, D.C. apartment. Just a month earlier he had attempted to serve papers on Wasserman Schultz in a fraud case that alleges the party had unfairly favored Hillary Clinton in the primaries over Sanders. Joe Montano, a former DNC chairman with in-depth knowledge of Hillary Clinton's campaign, has also been named as on the unofficial list after he died from what authorities say was a heart attack on July 25, the day the DNC started. Seth Conrad Rich, who was the operations director for voter expansion for the DNC, was found murdered on July 10. His death initially appeared like a robbery gone wrong, but his mother Mary Rich claims that nothing was taken from her son, who was found with 2 shots in his back. We will keep you posted. We are anonymous. A message to all as the new year is fast approaching. I wanted to wish everyone a happy new year and some words of encouragement. So, another year has passed, now added to the footnotes of history. 2016 taught us many lessons. The course is set forth before us this previous year. We all have the potential to change the world. 2017 is now upon us, and with it comes new adventures. We faced many challenges in 2016, nevertheless, they are challenges we faced together. Though it may be hard for those with their eyes still closed to see, we've come so far and we're on course as a species to accomplish so much more. We learn from each other through this knowledge. We can accomplish amazing things. Journey to the unknown challenge, the stereotypes. Human nature. We have the opportunity to make history, to rise as a species. This is our time to make a positive difference that will last for generations to come. This is our time to lead through example. What you make it to be each time to change the world understands that you have the power to make the world beautiful and prosperous world. Even the smallest things like kindness make an incredible impact. Imagine if we all took just a moment from our free time to help someone else in some way, would make a great difference. Imagine a society which we value each other more than we value material objects. Imagine what else awaits us to be discovered. Going to 2017 with an open mind. Together we can truly make this a year to remember. We are at the midpoint of the decade. The world will inevitably change over the course of the next 5 years. We will inevitably change. Let's make it for the better. The time to restore the balance of power is now. Anonymous is but a reflection of you, the people. You must take action rather than waiting for others to do so. This year it's up to the people. You're all the key. You always have been. Peaceful revolution is still possible. Make your voices heard. Let the leaders of your country know the people aren't satisfied with the current course the powers that be have set. Let them know that privacy, liberty, and general human rights do matter. This year is what you make it to be, so make it damn good, something to be proud of. Go into 2017 with an open mind and an open heart. For together we can truly make this a year to remember. We are anonymous. We can forgive, though we shall never forget. Happy New Year.